Welcome to Quick Takes with Kevin, a weekly podcast about leadership, life, and ministry with Kevin Ezel, president of the North American Mission Board. Each week, Kevin will be focusing on how pastors can keep their souls healthy in the midst of the demands and challenges of everyday life. Now, here's your host, Kevin Ezel.
Hey, pastors, Kevin Ezel from the North American Mission Board, here today with my really good friend, Jeremy Morton, who's pastor of First Baptist Church in Woodstock. Jeremy, man, thank you so much for taking time today.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm honored. God bless you. Thanks for the privilege.
Hey, listen, man, I know time flies, but how long has it you been at First Baptist Woodstock now?
Kevin, it feels like it was yesterday, but it's actually been over a year and a half. I moved there in October of 2018, and this fall it'll be 2 years, which is staggering to me, and it's been a great honor and a great joy.
And then for how long were you in Cartersville?
Well, Kevin, I was in Cartersville prior to Woodstock for 5 years. And then prior to Cartersville, I served in Warner Robins, Georgia, Perry, Georgia, which is my hometown. I was a church planter there. I was there for 13 years. So I know that's bizarre to think, but this is my third church, even though I'm only 38. And I hope it's my last one for a long, long time.
Well, hey, I know you have one wife. How many children?
I have a wonderful wife, Carrie, and together we have 3 children. One is 11, one just turned 10 last week, and one is 6. Boy, girl, boy. 3 kids.
That's fantastic. Man, I love those pictures from the Braves games, typically when the Braves are playing.
We love it. We love it.
Hey, we've been going through this book with Lance Witt, and chapter 35 talks about the importance of team and building a team. And you've been at Woodstock now for a year and a half. The same thing at Cartersville. When you go, you have to assess things and then build a team. How healthy do you think most church ministry teams are? And what do you think the key to building a healthy ministry team really is?
Well, Kevin, I say this with fear and trembling in my heart, but I think the team ultimately, in terms of health, becomes a reflection of the health of the leader. Now, when a man begins a ministry, if he's inheriting that ministry or he's moving into a previously existing structure, he has to methodically and carefully, with hopefully humility and the wisdom of God, navigate what that looks like. But over time, your team will reflect what you allow, what you permit, or what you establish as a leader. And so I think the leader must seek to have a healthy heart, a wise heart, a courageous heart, a heart that's aggressive for souls, but also a heart that's patient with people. And then hopefully through the leader's own leadership style, those characteristics will be established in the team. I know it's easier to say that than to do that, but through prayer, through hard work, through camaraderie and unity, God willing, the Lord's doing that at First Baptist Woodstock, and I pray He's doing it for everybody that's listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. Well, hey, what kind of things make team members feel personally cared for?
That's a great question, Kevin. I think people want to participate on a team that is alive. I don't think anyone wants to sign up, especially in ministry, for something that isn't making a difference. By all means, we should seek to remind ourselves and our people as frequently as we can that we are putting points on the scoreboard of eternity. If our team doesn't matter, then what team does matter? In fact, and I love sports, Kevin, you know that, Super Bowls, NBA championships, World Series, the Masters, those are wonderful, but those things don't necessarily matter for eternity. But when we make disciples from our own community to the nations, those things matter. And so I think we should remind ourselves that our efforts matter, our symmetry, our cohesiveness as a team, those things matter. So a team that's alive for eternity, a team that's fun, Kevin. Nobody wants to be on a team that's so stiff and uncomfortable and they can't be themselves. I think a relaxed environment on the one hand, but also an environment that takes charging the gates of hell very seriously. That's important. Right. And I hope God helps me do that, Kevin.
Yeah, I thought always a good test if you have a healthy team or not is if you all go out to eat at the same time and you don't care who you sit by, that's a healthy. You know?
That's a great word. Yes.
And I want to, I can't.
And that people, Kevin, want to go out to eat together.
Yeah.
Can you imagine working in an environment where, hey, anybody want to go to lunch? No.
No.
Or they close their door or they don't respond to the text. That would be terrible. You want to be in a place where it's fun to be there.
You know, and you're in a church, I mean, with significant staff, and it's obviously a much bigger challenge than any other church because just the volume. And what I found that in caring for people, they want you, first of all, to know their name.
Yes.
I mean, and to, if you really love somebody, I did something that at Highview was the last church I pastored. I gave a quiz to our staff and had them. I wanted them to write down each staff person's spouse's name,
Wow.
the kid's name,
Mm,
and it was real telling
sure.
who cared and who really didn't. And I
Sure.
pray for it. But when you really, really love people for who they are, not just what they do, that
That's
really
right.
builds a healthy team.
That's a good word. That's a good
Hey,
word.
what would you say to a pastor? Say we're sitting at Cracker Barrel. That's always my analogy. Sitting there, the three of us talking and saying, "Hey, man, Jeremy, how can I start building a team? I'm not done." If the guy said, "I'm not done very well at that," what would you suggest be the very first thing I do?
Well, I would suggest that pastor get on his knees, or in this case, maybe it's a lady who's directing a team. She gets on her knees. God, help me to love these people like you love them. Help me to see them like you see them. It could be a compassion issue in our own heart. Jesus said the second great commandment is as important as the first, and is love others. Well, if you don't love your teammates, and if they don't feel it, then you're going to have trouble. So I would say, Lord, help me to love this team well as their leader. And then, Kevin, I think you should pursue engagement, intentional. Hey, let's play golf together. Let's go to lunch together. Let's spend time together. Love is spelled Time. I think that's true for family, and I also think that's true for healthy staff teams. So ask God to help you. And then what opportunities can you be together for the cause where your strengths and their strengths are combined to put the ball through the hoop and to score for the church? That's so important. And there's a million ways you could do it. It just depends on that person's personality, their availability, your willingness to know them as a leader. Those are all critically important.
Well, Jeremy, that's so helpful, man. Thank you for taking time today and just sharing about building healthy teams. Being, I know you're a sports lover, really having played sports, that is a tremendous help
It is.
in the team.
Absolutely.
And I'm just grateful for the model that you are and have been for pastors. So thanks for your time today, brother.
Thanks, Kevin. God bless you. Glad to be here.
Thanks for joining us for Quick Takes with Kevin. Each week, Kevin will visit with pastors and leaders as they talk about the challenges they face and the lessons they've learned in balancing faith, family, and ministry. Thank you for being with us.